NISI Global School is the first fully interactive online British secondary school that delivers quality-assured home education for pupils aged 8 to 18 globally. NISI Global School offers a complete pathway of education online. We provide everything that you would expect to find in a traditional school, from subject lessons, homework and assignments, to houses, clubs, and even end-of-term reports. Being recognized as an international school, the curriculum of NISI Global School is adapted from the NISI Virtual Academy, with subjects from Cambridge International Curriculum and Pearson International Curriculum, leading to Cambridge IGCSE, Pearson Edexcel International GCSE, and A-level qualifications.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to NISI's event, International Pathway, your gateway to over 2,000 universities worldwide. I'm Rosa, and it's my pleasure to be your host. First and foremost, I would like to extend my sincere thanks to parents, students, and partners for taking the time to join NISI's event. Dear parents and students, in today's context of globalization, possessing an international qualification is not merely an advantage. It's a strategic move to secure your children's global academic and career future. And to successfully build this international pathway, early preparation starting from the secondary level is important. And among the international qualification available at the secondary level, the International GCSE or IGCSE from the two established examination boards, Pearson and Excel, and Cambridge, is definitely the certificate that attracted the most attention from parents across the region. These qualifications serve as a core foundation, thus readying our students to successfully pursue advanced academic programs such as AS A-levels or university foundation courses in the future. And for you to gain a clearer understanding of this pathway and how NISI can support your children in achieving their international academic goals, we are honored to introduce our special guest who will be joining us for today's event. Ms. Satil Redwadaraj, Senior Subject Lead for Social and Business Studies. Ms. Amy Zatun Shafina, Senior Subject Lead for Science and Math. And in addition to the in-depth sharing from our guest speakers, we are also highly honored to welcome our students and parents who will join with us to share their learning experience with NISI. Dear parents and students, and here are what you can expect from today's event. Part 1, International GCSE and IGCSE Overview, Program Value and Global Recognition. Part 2, When to Start and How We Support Ideal Age and NISI Approach. Part 3, Student and Parent Voices. And Part 4, Live Q&A. And without further ado, please welcome Ms. Satil Redwadaraj, Senior Subject Lead for Social and Business Studies. She will be presenting the deep dive section on the International GCSE and IGCSE. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Ms. Satil.
All right, thank you so much, Rosa. And let me just first try to share my screen, everyone, and hopefully everyone can hear me okay. All right, so hopefully, yes. Let me just check. Can everyone see that slides? Wonderful. All right. So, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us today. So, we're here to talk about an incredible opportunity that can truly open a world of possibilities for students, the international pathway. So, we proudly present an education pathway that serves as your gateway to over 2,000 plus universities worldwide. This isn't just about obtaining a certificate, everyone. It's about unlocking your access to a vast network of global higher education institutions and shaping future leaders. So let's dive deeper into how this international pathway can benefit you and your children. So here, moving beyond our general introduction, so let's look at the immense value of this sector. The demand for education, everyone, that truly travels has never been higher. As we can see, the global international schools market is projected to reach over 80 billion by 2026, driven by that universal demand for high quality, transferable education. Now, this growth isn't just a trend, so it's a fundamental shift. It will reflect a global need for qualification that are recognized and respected everywhere. In this landscape, so many of you are already familiar with the biggest names in international curricular. So we have Cambridge, we have Pearson. However, simply knowing the names isn't enough. So today we are going deeper into what makes the International GCSE or IGCSE a strategic choice for students pursuing global pathway. So we'll explain why this qualification is the cornerstone of that 80 billion industry. So now let's take a look at our roadmap for today, our comprehensive agenda. So this session is designed to give you a full understanding of the international pathway, and we've structured it into two clear segments. So I'll be covering the first half, focusing on the core fundamentals. First, we'll answer what exactly is International GCSE or IGCSE program. Next, we'll discuss its global value and recognition, why these qualifications matter worldwide, and finally, I will detail the NISI Global School subject offering, showing you the wide range of choices available for your child. Okay, so we have a lot, okay, of important information to go through. So let's start with a big question. What is international GCSE, everyone, right? Or IGCSE. Now, the International IGCSE or IGCSE is the foundation of a student's international academic career. It is the international equivalent of UK's GCSE qualification. Now, this program serves as a rigorous, globally recognized benchmark of academic readiness. So you can say that this is a standard qualification typically completed when a student reaches the age of 16, marking the end of compulsory secondary education. You can think of this as a vital stepping stone. Successfully completing the IGCSE, it demonstrates that a student has the foundational knowledge and skills required to transition successfully into higher level pre-university courses like A-levels, IB diploma programs, or even university foundation course. It is the proof that these students are actually ready to specialize and excel. To provide the globally recognized qualification, we rely on established major examination bodies. So we have the official providers here of the IGCSE. There are two primary providers that you need to be aware of. So on the left, we have Cambridge Assessment International Education. Cambridge, everyone, is actually known for its strong focus on broad global perspective. Their assessments structures often follows a linear model, meaning the final grade is primarily determined by comprehensive exams taken at the end of the course. While on the right, we have Pearson Excel, right? So Pearson EdXL curriculum is generally more closely aligned with UK national curriculum. They offer flexible modular assessment options, allowing for more continuous evaluation and use the newer 9-to-1 grading system. But here is the most important takeaway for everyone. It's summarized in the box at the very bottom right here. So both providers ensures a solid foundation for further studies accepted universally. Okay, so whether your certificate comes from Cambridge or even Pearson, everyone, it holds the same global recognition value for university admissions. And one of the reasons for International GCSE or IGCSE is so highly regarded is its balanced approach. So to testing. So its structure is to be adaptable to different learning styles. It's also ensuring that global standardization. The qualification balances high stakes final exam with coursework. As you can see here, 70 to 80% we have external examination. This component is standardized across the world by examination board, which is what ensures its global recognition and objectivity. Whereas 20 to 30% is school-based assessment. So this portion includes things like oral exams, specific coursework, practical assessment. So it's going to be depending on the subject. This component also allows a fairer evaluation of skills that cannot be tested effectively in a single written exam. So such as speaking a language or even performing a science experiment. Now, the IGCSE syllabus is far beyond simple memorization. So unlike some traditional systems, the IGCSE curriculum is specifically designed to test 3 crucial higher order skills necessary for your child to admit to universities and modern workplace. We have application here. This tests the student's ability to take the knowledge they've learned and successfully use it in new real-world situations. It's about practical understanding, not just recall. Whereas for investigation, focuses on students' ability to analyze data and sources. So this skill is fundamental for academic research and evidence-based decision making. Critical thinking. So this is the skill of developing strong arguments and solving complex problems. This shows the ability to think independently, to synthesize that information. Okay, it's perhaps the most important skills that all universities look for. So by focusing on all these core skills, everyone, the IGCSE ensures that the students are not only knowledgeable, but also competent and flexible learners. Now that we have seen who provides IGCSE, let's solidify its more powerful attribute, which is global value and recognition. Now, if you take one single concept today, let it be this, everyone. The International GCSE is truly your child's passport to learning. Why? Because it is universally acceptance. Okay, universal acceptance. So as we establish this qualification, it is recognized by employers, by universities in over 160 countries. It is the gold standard entry requirement for Tier 1 international secondary programs. And this is the qualification that 2,000 plus university worldwide officially recognize and use to evaluate their applicants. Right? So remember that. So that this is definitely a universal academic passport that validates a student's foundation. Looking at the diagram right here, everyone, this illustrates the academic journey of your children. So the International GCSE, taken around age of 14 to 16, sits at the critical point between that lower secondary and the advanced stage. This leads everyone, IGCSE leads directly to A levels or IB diploma program. There's 2 qualifications that then directly open the door to university. So the IGCSE, they are very important. They differ slightly depending on the student's final destination. So if we look here with UK and Europe, it is essential prerequisite for A level and IB diploma. So high grades in math and English are often conditional requirements for university offers. It's making that success in IGCSE crucial for competitive university applicants. In North America or Australia, so high scores, typically A star to C or 9 to 4 grades, this act as a proof of competency. This can often fulfill prerequisite requirement for specific majors, strengthening your university application greatly. Ultimately, everyone, that the International GCSE and IGCSE is the universal academic passport that validates a student's foundation and determines their eligibility for the most competitive university programs globally. So this brings us to the exciting part as well, right? What can your child actually study at NISI to gain this valuable IGCSE qualification? Our subject, everyone, offers diverse and designed to cater to various academic and career pathways. So we've established the value of IGCSE qualification itself. Now let's have a look at NISI delivers it through our unique virtual platform to ensure the best possible fit for your child. One is that we have this three core pillar. The first one is focus on relevance. Our subject choices are strategic. It's designed to meet around the needs of the modern international student, balancing that academic rigor with specific career goals. What this means is that we offer subjects that are highly valued by universities and that directly prepare students for competitive fields. Digital suitability. So as a fully virtual school, our curriculum is highly relevant to the modern workplace, including subjects like business and economics. Crucially, all our IGCSE lessons actively incorporate a range of digital software and tools such as Microsoft Office, just to ensure that practical digital literacy. Now, while we currently do not offer specific ICT or computer science qualification at the IGCSE level, but these digital skills are integrated across the entire program. And last one is future proofing. So we ensure that students future-proof their education by offering a mix of anchor subjects. We have math, English, sciences, which are very essential for university entry. And we pair these anchors with specialized electives like sociology, economics, which will cater to diverse and rapidly evolving career direction, giving your child both that stability but also flexibility. In summary, I would say the NISI International GCSE program is not one size fits all. It is deliberately designed to combine the proven power of the IGCSE with the necessary flexibility and digital skills required for tomorrow's world. Now, let me take you through the specific subjects NISI offers. Starting with the core subject, we have here are the very compulsory building blocks for any successful academic career. English. We offer two distinct English options to meet every student's needs. We have English first language, designed for learners whose first language is English, focusing on developing the ability to communicate early, accurately, and effectively when speaking and writing. Second language is for learners who are already have a working knowledge of the language but need that consolidate, right? Their understanding for academic or professional progression. So this option also includes a mandatory oral exam. Math, here we have our math course aims to increase the learner's knowledge, proficiency, and comprehension of mathematical concepts and procedures. So a strong foundation in math is critical for all future career paths. And this course requires a scientific calculator and geometric kit. Looking at the specialized options, so especially important for students aiming for STEM or highly quantitative degrees. So we have math and sciences here. So for the pure maths subject This subject encourages learners to develop their math ability in problem solving, provides strong progression for advanced study of math and highly numerated subjects. Biology, very exciting, comprehensive course delving into the wonders of life from cell structure to ecosystem, genetics, human biology, chemistry, a dynamic course that explores the fundamental principles of chemistry, atoms, reaction, bonding, energy changes. It's very excellent for fostering those critical thinking. We also have physics here, very fascinating exploration of the physical world. So, covering key topics like forces, energy, electricity, magnetism, it provides a strong foundational knowledge for engineering. Right? So, all these are again our 2-year programs. Beyond individual sciences, we also offer subjects that are a bit more broader, integrated perspective, which is again excellent for students seeking a wider understanding of scientific principles. We have science combined here. Very ideal for students who want a strong science background without committing to 3 separate subjects. So it builds an understanding of the basic principles of biology, chemistry, and physics while developing that essential scientific skills needed for further studies. So, environmental management is a highly relevant interdisciplinary subject designed to teach learners about sustainable development. It explores how the security of resources, life sustaining systems is endangered by human impact, drawing upon disciplines like biology, earth science, geography, and economics. And it is a Cambridge course with 2 written exams. Finally, our offering in humanities and social sciences, everyone, that provides that critical thinking and contextual understanding necessary for careers in business, law, politics, and social work. So, with here, we have economics. It's teaching the learners basic economic concepts and helps them develop that analytical, critical, and reasoning skills to think as economists. Highly recommended for students interested in finance and business related degrees. For business, it's equipping learners with the skills and confidence to explore how different situations, business, experience that will affect their decision making. It covers fundamental aspects of business management, marketing, operations, and even finance. Sociology, it helps learners to gain knowledge, to understand key social structures, processes, issues through the studies of families, education, crime, and social stratification. And lastly, psychology introduce learners to psychological concepts and methodologies in the context of real life issues, focusing on key questions, the work of renowned psychologists, and the research they can undertake themselves. So, all these social sciences subjects, everyone, again, are 2-year programs. They're a mix of EdXL, Cambridge, and also Pearson here, but it's also focusing on developing that very strong essay writing and analytical skills. Okay, so that actually concludes the detailed look at the subject offered by Nisai. Having seen the available choices, everyone, so we shall now uh, welcome my colleague Amy, who will shift the focus to the practical aspects of your child's journey. So she will cover when to start, how to prepare, and the support they receive. So, Amy, over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Teal, for that detailed deep dive into the value and the global recognition of international GCSE and IGCSE qualification. Parents and students, if you have any questions for our teacher, Mr. Teal, please feel free to comment in the Zoom chat. She will be back to address your question during the Q&A section. Thank you. We will now turn our attention to the strategic planning required for success. I am pleased to welcome our next teacher, Ms. Amy Zatur Shafina, Senior Subject Lead for Science and Maths. Ms. Amy, we're ready for you.
All right, thank you so much. Just want to check if you can hear me. Yes. All right, thank you. So, okay. Hello, everyone. I will continue this presentation with the ideal age and preparation for IGCSE studies. So let's start by looking at the ideal age and timeline for IGCSE studies. Okay. So typically, students begin their IGCSE courses around 13 to 14 years old. So this age works well because by this stage, students usually have developed a solid foundation of knowledge. They are becoming more independent learners and their study habits are improving. However, it is also important to note that we can also support students who are outside of this typical age range as long as they have the necessary foundational knowledge, sufficient English proficiency, and readiness for independent learning. They can successfully undertake IGCSE studies as well. Okay. So now let's talk about the importance of early exposure to secondary level content. So early exposure helps build students' confidence because they become familiar with concepts before they become more challenging. It also strengthens foundational skills in English, maths, and science, which are essential for success in IGCSE. Additionally, it helps students develop important academic routines such as effective note taking, research skills, and structured writing. Now, this early practice allows teachers to identify any learning gaps and provide support before students reach the IGCSE stage. Another key benefit is that it reduces anxiety and stress. So students are more comfortable because because they already understand the style and expectations of secondary education. It also encourages curiosity and deeper engagement with subjects even before assessments become high stakes. Finally, early exposure supports a smoother progression from NS level to IGCSE by ensuring that concepts don't feel entirely new or overwhelming when students start their IGCSE courses. Next, let's consider the benefits of a gradual transition to IGCSE difficulty rather than a sudden jump. So, a step-by-step approach allows students to adjust to increased academic rigor without feeling overloaded. It gives them the chance to master prerequisite topics rather than rushing through content later when the pressure is higher. Now, this gradual transition also enables students to develop exam style skills early, such as extended writing, data interpretation, and scientific inquiry. It helps build student discipline and time management habits in a more manageable way. Moreover, it encourages a positive learning experience by reducing the risk of burnout or low motivation. So teachers also have more time to personalize support according to each student's pace. So the approach leads to stronger long-term retention because learning is spaced out rather than cramped. And it improves overall performance as students enter IGCSE with confidence, readiness, and momentum. Okay. Next, let's look at the preparation pathway for IGCSE. Now, pre-IGCSE or lower secondary programs play an important role in helping students bridge any learning gaps before they begin their IGCSE courses. It is also crucial to focus on building strong fundamentals in literacy, numeracy, and science from an early stage. So these foundational skills form the backbone for success in IGCSE subjects. Alongside this, encouraging curiosity and study discipline from year 7 onwards also helps students develop the habits and mindset they need to thrive when academic challenges increases. So let's now consider how NISA programs support students in preparing for IGCSE. First of all, diagnostic assessments, which are used to identify each student's starting point, strengths, and areas needing support. So this ensures that every student is given the right level of challenge from the very beginning. Next, the programs focus on core skill development. So this includes building critical thinking, scientific inquiry, reading comprehension, and extended writing skills, which together establish a strong academic foundation. The programs also offer flexible pacing, where lessons are structured to accommodate different learning speeds, allowing students to progress confidently at a pace that suits their individual needs. And finally, by gradually increasing the complexity of lessons, students develop emotional and academic readiness. So, this approach helps build resilience, confidence, and the preparation needed to meet IGCSE level expectations successfully. So now, let's focus on the career relevance and how IGCSE subjects can shape future pathways. First of all, let's talk about skill development. So the program helps students build core transferable skills that are essential not just for IGCSE but also for lifelong learning. Now, these skills include communication, problem solving, research and analysis, digital literacy, and scientific and mathematical thinking. So, developing these skills also prepares students for modern global workplace expectations, giving them an advantage as they progress through education and into their careers. Additionally, students can use platforms, for example, Unifrog, okay, just like I've shared with you the links on the slides, which allows them to compare every university course, every apprenticeship, and further education option and then apply successfully. So this tool supports informed decision making for their future pathways. Now, let's look at how early subject choices can shape future career pathways. So, the subjects that students choose early on can influence their future specializations and career opportunities. For example, choosing sciences. So, choosing sciences can open doors to fields such as medicine, engineering, and environmental science, and many more. So, by making informed subject choices at the right time, students can set themselves on a clear path toward their desired careers. Focusing on maths, strong foundation in this subject can lead to a wide range of career opportunities. So, for instance, students with strong maths skills can pursue career in finance, work as aerospace engineers, or even become teachers. Okay? So, early development of mathematical skills not only supports IGCSE success, but also prepares students for these future pathways. Turning to English, strong skills in these subjects open up diverse career opportunities. So, students who excel in English can go to careers in law, work in media, or become linguists. So, developing proficiency in English early helps students succeed in IGCSE as well as equips them with communication skills that are valuable across many professional fields. Next, let's consider business as a subject. So, strong skills in business can lead to careers such as marketing specialists, project managers, or even entrepreneur and startup founders. Early exposure to business concepts helps students develop analytical, strategic, and leadership skills that will benefit them both in IGCSE and in their future careers. And last but not least, let's look at economics, where by studying economics can lead to careers such as investment bankers, market researchers, or data analysts. So, developing strong analytical and numerical skills through economics not only supports IGCSE success, but also prepares students for this highly sought after career path in the future. Okay. Now, let's look at teacher support and how it helps students succeed academically. First of all, let us discuss classroom support and how it helps students succeed. So, we actually have small classes, and that small classes provide personalized attention for every student, ensuring that individual needs are met. Interactive lessons make learning engaging through live virtual sessions, allowing students to participate actively. Adaptive teaching is another key element. So, by using visuals, modeling, and scaffolding, we can support different learning styles and make complex concepts easier to understand. We also share lesson resources with students so they can review, adapt, and use them for revision. And all lessons are recorded to support independent study and catch up whenever needed. Finally, clear slides ensure that content is easy to follow for all learners, helping students stay focused and absorb information effectively. Next, let's look at academic support. So, we provide differentiated resources to cater to mixed ability students, ensuring everyone can access and understand the material. Regular feedback and formative assessment help students track their progress and identify areas for improvement. For learners who may be struggling, we offer targeted intervention to address gaps and build confidence. Additionally, we provide support with exam techniques and time management, helping students perform at their best in IGCSE assessments. So now let's talk about pastoral and holistic support. So there is a strong emphasis on student well-being, ensuring that learners feel supported both academically and personally. We closely monitor their attendance, their engagement, and overall progress to identify any areas where additional support may be needed. Regular communication with parents and centers keeps everyone informed and involved in the student's learning journey. Finally, personalized learning plans are created when necessary, ensuring that each student receives the guidance and support tailored to their individual needs. And lastly, let's focus on independent learning skills. So we encourage students to take responsibility for their own revision, organization, and study habits. So we have prepared RAG assignments, which stands for red, amber, and green, which are used to help build research and writing skills, giving students practical experience in applying what they have learned. Additionally, we provide frameworks for self-reflection and improvement, helping students to assess their own progress and develop strategies to enhance their learning. Right, so that brings us to the end of our presentation. Thank you so much, everyone, for all your time and attention. I hope this has given you a clear understanding of how we support students on the IGCSE journey, from building strong foundations to preparing them for future academic and career success. So, yeah, thank you.
Yes, thank you, Ms. Amy, for sharing such valuable insights into the ideal starting age, the career relevance, and also the support system available here at NISI. Parents and students, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments, and our teachers will respond during the live Q&A. Thank you. We now cover, the what, the when, and the how with our educators. Now let's move on to the students' perspective. I'm delighted to introduce our next segment, hear from our students. Our first speaker is the bright and dedicated young man with some excellent insight into his study. Please welcome Marco Oliver Ungkochoyo from Indonesia, currently studying IGCSE English First Language at NISI. Marco, could you please share us your experience and how the IGCSE program has supported your learning so far?
All right. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. My name is Marco Oliver from Indonesia. I'm incredibly honored to be given a chance to speak here today. I only started studying at NISI about, I think, 2 years ago, and currently I'm taking my second year in IGCSE English as First Language, which has been incredibly enjoyable for me. Okay, so personally, I am interested in communication studies, and the aforementioned course has proven to be incredibly helpful for me. Being able to effectively paraphrase really helps me train myself to find the right words for the right situations, explaining in my own words as well as words that other people would understand. And there's far more than just that. As well, IGCSE EFL teaches me a diverse array of skills, just creative and formal writing, story writing and report writing, and so much more. I really enjoy writing, and I tend to write a lot of short stories and such. And since I tend to write in the fantasy genre, EFL's lessons regarding creative writing have really helped me improve. Now, when it comes to studying, I have a motto that dictates how I study, and that motto is don't stress it, take your time. What I mean is, not worrying will usually bring great results. If you had an upcoming final exam which determines a lot of stuff, and you think and think about it all day, you're going to become restless. You're going to become stressed. And eventually, when the time to actually take the test comes, you'll be tired and confused. When you're studying, you need to be relaxed. If a looming threat weighs at your mind, then your performance will also be weighed down. So what if there is a mock exam next week? Sure, being prepared is great, but the preparation shouldn't be a burden to you. Study at your own pace and make time for assignments and studying, but don't let those take away your time to rest and rebuild. There have been many times when I myself have become incredibly tired, reaching the point where I wasn't able to focus at all in class. And in those kinds of situations, rest is the solution. Don't be afraid to take your time and maximize your work. I myself take quite a lot of time, in fact, to write my assignments, since in EFL, writing is one of the main aspects. When you take more time, you let yourself think about what you've done more instead of rushing to complete and turn in the assignment. And the teachers would prefer you took your time on the assignment so that the results can be maximized. A little bonus tip from me is to just take notes. Simple screenshots are great, but writing things down is much better. I personally have a Word document full of screenshots from all the past lessons. Speaking of, in my opinion, all the teachers have been incredibly friendly and also incredibly helpful. Whether it be technical issues such as connection loss and device malfunction, to other personal problems like burnout and urgent matters, they're understanding, incredibly understanding. From extensions for assignment deadlines to sudden absences, confusing material, everything. The teachers understand, and they're some of the nicest and most enthusiastic people that I know. I'm an incredibly busy person outside of NISI classes, since I have other school matters, tight schedules, and activities scheduled. And sometimes I end up turning in assignments a little bit late. But my teacher is incredibly understanding, and she gives me extensions whenever I need them. Lastly, a message for everyone about to start IGCSE. In the years to come, there will be many interesting things to be learned. There are many new skills for you to learn, and there are many new people for you to meet. Be active, interact with your teachers and classmates, even if you don't meet them face to face. And most importantly, have fun. That is all from me. Thank you and happy holidays.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Marco, so much for sharing your learning journey with us. It's incredibly an inspiring message, and I'm sure it resonates with many parents and students here today. We truly appreciate hearing your first-hand experience, and we wish you every success in the future. Thank you. Everyone, we'll now move to our next student who is studying a diverse range of IGCSE subjects from mathematics, biology, chemistry to English first language. Please join me in welcoming Krichan Junarukun, or Yaimai as she prefers to be called, from Thailand. Yaimai, could you tell us about your overall learning experience studying at NISI?
Okay, first of all, good evening, everyone. My name is Yaimai. I'm 14 years old from Thailand, and I'm currently studying at NISI for 2 to 3 years. And I take further maths, biology, chemistry, and EFL, which I really enjoy learning about this. And today, I would like to share my experience about IGCSE and some advice that has helped me become a better person in my academic journey. So the IGCSE subject that I enjoy the most is chemistry. I found chemistry really fascinating because it explains the mechanisms behind everyday activities. It also helps me understand global issues such as pollution, climate change, recycling, and sustainable energy, which allows me to think about how science can be used to solve real-world problems. As I went through IGCSE pathways, I have a lot of revision and study methods through this journey that I would love to share to you. One of the most effective study methods I use all the time is active recall, rather than relying too much on passive learning. Active recall means forcing your brain to remember info without looking at your notes, which this 100% guarantee, I've tried this before, strengthens memory far more effectively. To reinforce active recall, I use other techniques as well, such as alerting or brain dumping, where you write down everything you remember about a topic, such as definitions, key facts, equation diagrams, or processes. You can also teach a topic out loud as if explaining it to a younger student or a classmate who doesn't know anything. But it is also effective since it forces your brain to rearrange infos and therefore consolidate understanding. In addition, I use flashcards, drawing mind maps, creating diagrams, and then writing in a paragraph form, which all of these things can improve memory longer. Another important strategy and a key to IGCSE success is reading past paper answers and doing past paper questions. Why? Reading mark schemes helps me understand how marks are allocated, not just how the correct answer is. This allows me to understand examiners' expectations, keywords, structures, command words, such as describe, explain, or evaluate. This is especially crucial in subjects like math, physics, and chemistry, where showing working or describing process is really essential. Moreover, I always use AI and the internet, which it can be useful if you use mindfully. Websites such as Save My Exams, you have to pay for it though, by the way, Cognito, and other AI tools such as ChatGPT or Gemini. AI can explain syllabus content in IGCSE style, break complex ideas into step-by-step explanation, generate quiz question, and access a revision partner. Most of the time I use this because it reduces the dependency on physical teachers, and it creates a self-study habit, which is a foundation for A-levels for people who pursue A-level. The academic support at NISA has been really excellent and acceptable. My teachers provide clear explanations, structured lessons, and detailed feedback that allow me to identify my strengths and weaknesses. One time, my biology teacher helped me identify where I got points when writing a formal question. Her feedback really helped me understand how examiners award marks and improve the way I structure my answers. In addition, my form tutor has given a constant guidance, which has supported both my extracurricular activities and my well-being. Finally, my message to students that are about to begin IGCSE is this. The IGCSE and International course in NISA will help you build a strong foundation of knowledge and also develop essential skills for your future. And please do not wait for motivation or ideal conditions, because there will never be. Procrastination starts from avoiding discomfort, but the longer you delay, the more overwhelming the task becomes and the more you procrastinate, basically. Also, you have to have discipline, which means you prioritize the long-term goals over the short-term comfort. You have to get out of your comfort zone. To make this happen, focus is also the key here. You do not need to study 24/7. I do not study 24/7 too. But you have to study consistently with focus. And remember, fear will be a part of your journey, but it's completely normal. And remember that fear has two meanings. Forget everything and run, or face everything and rise. It's impossible not to have fear in this course. There will, of course, be moments of pressure and discomfort, and you have to bear with it. But those moments are signs that you are growing, you're developing, you're getting out of your comfort zone. You're not failing. You just have to be brave enough to begin. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, Yama, for sharing your journey and experience. We really appreciate your taking the time to explain, your consistent in learning and how you manage the demands of IGCSE curriculum. And so we wish you every success moving forward, Yama. Thank you again for your message. And to continue, let's explore some further insights from NISI alumni and parents as they were unable to join us live today. So we have prepared a video testimonial from two former students. They will share your journey, the journey of conquering international high school and university. Moreover, you will also hear us sharing from a current parent from Japan with a child studying the IGCSE program at NISI. Please direct your attention to the screen.
Hi, I'm Austin and I'm 15 years old. I have trusted NISI to guide my academic journey because of its good education quality and its flexibility, allowing me to develop various non-academic skills which I'm quite good at. I took some IGCSE subjects in NISI and I like science the most. But honestly, all the subjects were good and I enjoyed all my classes. I'm sure each one of them will help me a lot in pursuing my further education in university. For example, if I apply for an engineering major abroad, I would need good English, math, and science. I'm glad NISI has equipped me well so far. My teachers in NISI were very friendly and helpful. They were always ready to be contacted if I had any questions and they were being really supportive. For those of you who want to start the IGCSE program, make sure to join all of the classes. If you cannot attend the class, always watch all of the recordings. The most important thing is to be consistent in doing all of the assignments. When you're very busy, you still need to do all the assignments. It will help you a lot in the exam. Then about 1 month or like a few months before the exam, you need to practice a lot with past papers and you need to check the syllabus and review the topics which you feel insecure with. Flashcards are also a good way to memorize key terms and concepts. If you find difficulties, contact your teachers. I'm sure they will be willing to help.
Hello everyone, my name is Marie. I'm 16 years old. I'm originally from Vietnam, but currently I'm living in Finland. I'm a former student of NISI Global School in 2021 to 2024, where I complete my secondary study before moving on to new opportunities. The topics I enjoy the most in IGCSE is mathematics. I like maths because the topics are clear, logical, and satisfying when everything fits together. Studying IGCSE also giving me the strong foundation in algebra, geometry, and problem solving, which make learning maths in Finland much easier for me. Here, many topics directly continue from what I've learned in IGCSE because I've practiced these ideas through IGCSE several times, so I can understand the lesson in Finnish math quickly and with more confidence. Because there are no exams in NISI, so in order to get high grades in IGCSE subjects, for me, I was attending the class on time, being actively in the lesson, and the important thing is always do the assignments because it helps me to reinforce the classroom learning, foster time management, and discipline. I feel very positive about the support and guidance provided by teachers at NISI. Even though NISI is an online school, but the teachers are always patient, helpful, and easy to communicate with. They explain the lesson easily and supported me whenever I have questions. The guidance made me comfortable to study online and it helped me to stay motivated in my learning. When studying at NISI, you will have a lot of free time, so use it to pursue your hobbies, explore your talents, and enjoy your life. I've learned that it's not important to only study, but it's also created memorable experiences. Looking back, I sometimes regret that I didn't do much during that time. So I encourage the students studying at Nisai to enjoy the moments and take every opportunity that you can.
Hi there! My name is Nakamura from Japan. I will share our experience via this video and really hope our journey with Nisai will be helpful to you guys. I am the mother of a 14 years old son and work as a Spanish language teacher. When my son was 8 years old and in grade 3 at a Japanese public elementary school, the COVID pandemic began. During the stay-at-home period, he realized that studying at his own pace at home was far more efficient than learning in a large classroom in school. He also found that independent study gave him more free time, which increased his motivation. When he decided to continue study from home, I searched online and discovered Nisai, which had just launched in Japan at the time. In year 8, he took the first year of IGCSE combined science in Nisai instead of physics because he wanted to take the physics one, but in Nisai it wasn't available at the time, so he chose IGCSE combined science. And next in year 9, in Nisai, he began IGCSE additional math and is now completing the second year in year 10. Out of Nisai, he has also studied AS Math at his physical school at Tokyo, as he loves mathematics very much. Why we choose Nisai for IGCSE? The main reason is the very high quality of individual teaching. Compared with other online international schools, Nisai teachers truly adjust their lesson to each student level. I think in Nisai, students do not have to solve the same problem with the same speed as others. Instead, teachers give questions and tasks that match each student's ability. This lets students study a wide range from basic ideas to more difficult topics. Also, they can skip their grade if it is necessary. This kind of learning environment helps both students who learn quickly and those who need more time, making it a flexible and welcoming place to learn. About impact on English skills and future pathways, after 2 years at Nisai, my son's English level improved quickly from B1 to between B2 and C1 level. Well, I believe this is because he was regularly reading, typing, listening to, and using academic English 4 days a week. The skills that improved the most was academic writing. Before Nisai, it was hard even to keep his reading skills, and developing academic English was very difficult. I am sure that without Nisai, his English would not be at this level. These skills are clearly essential for future overseas university pathways. I would like to add more information that Nisai teachers use many different ways to communicate closely with each student. By using voice chat, group chat, and private chat, my son was able to share his thoughts freely. As a parent, I could clearly see his self-confidence grow. This may sound surprising, but in Japanese public school, students who often raise their hands are not always chosen to speak. At Nisai, however, teachers actively communicate with all students, and that is amazing for me. The teacher's ability to handle this kind of personal communication is outstanding and requires special skills. And lastly, advice for other parents. Based on our experience, I strongly believe that Nisai is a very good learning place, especially for students who learn at a high level. Students can study the subject they like or are good at and keep learning as far as they want. The feeling of satisfaction is very different from that of traditional legal schools, and students can truly enjoy learning. Also, if you have some subject not taught at your school, you can study them at NISAI and take the official IGCSE exam outside the school. In my opinion, this flexibility is one of NISAI's biggest strengths. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you for listening and have a good rest of your day. Bye!
Thank you for watching. We believe that the insights shared by our students and parents highlight how the IGCSE pathway at NISAI supports progression to more advanced academic studies, providing a clarity and confidence regarding the international pathway. And now it's time to address your question as we move on into the Q&A section. Parents and students, please feel free to post your question in the Zoom chat. Our teachers and speakers are now ready to connect with you and answer them. Thank you. We have already received some questions from our audience, and I'd like to start by directing the first one to Ms. Zatil. Hello, Ms. Zatil. So the core subject for IGCSE is English and Math. So is it okay if just take these two subjects?
All right. So, thank you so much for the question right there. So, for the core subject, yes, it is correct to say that the core subjects for is English and Math. I would say in the British and international education system, taking only two IGCSEs is considered an incomplete qualification for, especially if you want to have that university progression. So your child should expand their list. I would say the magic number is five, everyone. That's the magic number. So NISAI, we will generally recommend students to take a minimum of 3 to 4 or 5 to ensure that you make that meaningful progress towards a recognized diploma. So for almost all post IGCSE pathways, even if after that they want to do A levels, IB programs, again with 5 IGCSE passes. Not It's fine also if your child still is quite unsure about what their career path is, but don't limit your child's safety net. Okay, so you can take math, which is definitely essential for almost every professional career. English is definitely a proof of language proficiency for any international university. Another that I could recommend is actually combined science, because here we can say it's science requirement without needing those 3 separate exams. And please choose at least one elective. So it could be business, it could be economics, it could be psychology, sociology. That shows that your child has a broader interest and would like to focus more towards those electives as well in the future. So, yep, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you, Ms. Jatil. That was an exceptionally clear explanation. Parents and students, if you'd like to know more about the subject groups which align to your future major, please do not hesitate to leave your contact in the comments, and our team will reach out to you personally. Thank you. Hello, Miss Amy. There are 3 questions about a career. We will go one by one, okay?
Okay.
Yes. So the first one, if my kids want to be a medical doctor, so what should she learn for a subject?
Okay, so if your child wants to become a medical doctor, choosing the right subjects early on is very important. So let me walk you through what she should study. So at the IGCSE level, the most important subjects are first, of course, biology. This is the most essential subject for medicine because it builds the foundation for understanding the human body, diseases, and medical science. The second one is chemistry. Chemistry is equally important. So most medical schools require it because it supports subjects like biochemistry, pharmacology, and physiology. And then third, I would say mathematics, because maths develops analytical and problem solving skills, which are very useful in medicine. So some universities also require mathematics. And fourth, physics. While physics is not always compulsory, but it is strongly recommended, it helps with medical imaging, biomechanics, and understanding medical technology. So, in addition to those subjects, I would recommend for your child to take English language, which is required for communication and university entry, as well as one or two additional subjects that she enjoys, such as ICT, psychology, or any language. Okay, so after IGCSE, there is post IGCSE level where she can choose between A level or IB. Okay, alternatively, she can also join medical schools, which also value good academic results, volunteering or hospital experience, strong communication skill, commitment, and resilience. So, in summary, if your child wants to become a doctor, I would say biology and chemistry are non-negotiable. Mathematics and physics are strong advantages, and English is essential. So choosing those subjects early will keep all medical school options open worldwide. Yeah, thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. The second one is also about the subject combination. If my child would like to become a computer guy specialized in software, what subject does he need to learn?
Okay, so if your child wants to become a computer guy specialized in software, um, choosing choosing the right subject early will give him a very strong advantage. Okay, so first of all, again, mathematics. So this is the most important subject for software related careers. Strong skills in algebra, logic, and problem solving are essential for programming, algorithms, and computer science degrees. And then the second one, English. So English is important for reading documentation, writing code comments, communicating ideas, and meeting university entry requirements. Okay. And the third one is because he wants to become a computer guy. Third one, computer science or ICT. This introduces programming concepts, logical thinking, and problem solving. While at the moment, NISA has yet to offer a GCSE ICT, but who knows in the future. So this could be an option later on. Even now, students can actually enroll for NS3 ICT, or we actually have NS1 to NS3 ICT. So students can start coding practice and logic development independently, which will prepare them for future courses. I think, yeah, for software careers, university and employers also value coding practice, problem solving skills, projects, apps, simple software creations, logical thinking, and curiosity. So, with those subject mix, your child will be well prepared for computer science and software related degrees. Yeah, thank you.
Yes, thank you. So we have a medical doctor, we have computer in software, and I think another one is art. If my daughter wants to pursue art in higher education, what is the mix of core subjects for her? Right now, she will graduate from primary six.
Okay, so if your daughter wants to pursue art in higher education, it's excellent that you are thinking about subject choices early, especially as she is finishing primary six. Okay, so at this stage, the goal is to build strong foundations and not to over specialize too soon. So let me explain the ideal mix of subjects for her. In lower secondary, right after primary six, she should take a balanced set of core subjects while beginning to develop her artistic skills. So she can take some core subjects, for example, English, mathematics, science, and humanities, any humanities. Also, she can enroll for creative and support subjects, for example, ICT, art, design and technology, music, or drama. Okay. Now, at IGCSE level, she should still keep a balanced academic profile, but with a clear art focus. Okay. So here, recommended subject is mixed recommended subject. I would say again English, maths, sciences. At least one of the science, usually combined science. okay, or single science, and then art and design if she wants to pursue art. So this is essential art and design, ICT, which is very helpful for modern art careers, and some optional supporting subjects, for example, humanity subject like history. Okay, so this usually makes 6 to 8 subjects, which is ideal. Okay, so after IGCSE, if she is serious about art, then she has several excellent options. So she can pursue A-level art and design, or foundation diploma in art and design. So right now, I would suggest she should draw, paint, or create art regularly, experiment with different materials and styles, visit galleries and museums, start with a simple art folder or sketchbook. Okay, so this combination will keep her flexible, creative, and ready for higher education in art. Yeah, thank you.
Yes, thank you. And we believe that choosing the right subject combination is crucial for future career pathway, right? So if you'd like to learn more about the subject option, please leave your contact details and our team will be happy to share relevant information on subject and career pathways. Thank you. The next question, I'd like to pass this to Mr. Till. So, Mr. Till, I'd like to know if you offer geography and history. If not, are there any plans to offer this subject in the near future?
All right. So thank you so much for the question. That is a very good question. Um, Currently, we actually do not offer geography and history, right? But doesn't limit, it doesn't limit us from there. It doesn't stop from for us, because if you look at it, right, we really, really prioritize your child's education with having our teachers, right? Every teachers have to be specialized in the subjects that they will teach. So currently, we have yet to have history and geography specialists in Nisai Global School, but in Nisai UK, we do have this, okay? But yes, the thing is with history and geography, right? They are very heavy subjects. They aren't just about facts. They're also about analysis. They're also about essay writing. So it does make sense that if we first need to, in order to deliver a quality education to your children, we first would need a specialist teacher, right? So we're currently looking at it. So, um, and with history as well, I remember that when I learned history for my IGCSE, it's the history is focusing more towards my country. So in that sense, there are different codes for history as well. So, if we were to offer, we are already looking into it, where we would probably offer it in a more general perspective, maybe focusing on the 20th century global history, like the Cold War, the China's 20th century development, something like that. But I would say keep on referring to us looking at our website, etc., because Nisai is we are constantly expanding our subject lists, as we know that our global students base are always growing. So keep on eye watch on that, right?
Yes, thank you so much, Mr. Till, for providing clear information about that. As you know, we carefully consider every subject we offer, right? Not only the curriculum content, but also the quality of our teachers, right? So please stay tuned as we will be expand our subject offerings. Thank you. So the next question, I would like to pass this for Miss Amy. Yes, my son is 13 years old. He wants to study combined science, English as a second language, and mathematics to prepare for a future in engineering. What is the recommendation academic roadmap for him?
All right. So first, let's discuss the academic roadmap for your 13-year-old son who wants to pursue engineering. And like what you mentioned, he is currently interested in combined science, ESL, and mathematics. So I would say those subjects are solid foundation for a future in engineering. So at this stage, okay, the focus is on building strong fundamentals in core subjects, for example, mathematics, which is very essential for engineering because it focuses on algebra, geometry, and basic problem solving. And then the second core subject is combined science, where it covers physics, chemistry, and biology concepts needed for lattice specialization. Next is ESL, which strengthens language skills for communication and university study. Also, he can enroll for optional supporting subject, for example, ICT, for basic coding, spreadsheets, and problem-solving software skills, as well as humanities. Again, this is optional, but it helps to develop analytical thinking. So at this stage, he should focus on understanding concepts deeply, practicing problem solving, and developing good study habit. So when he moves to IGCSE level, a recommended combination for future engineers would be, again, mathematics. Ideally, also take further pure maths or additional maths. Okay, combined science or separate sciences. I mean, separate sciences is even better because it provides a good foundation if you want to aim for more advanced engineering fields, as well as English language, which is required for university applications. If you wish to, you can also enroll for computer science, which is useful for programming, simulation, and future engineering software. And any language or humanities, which maintains a balanced profile. So at IGCSE, the focus should be on high grades in mathematics and science because those subjects are essential for engineering degrees. Engineering also values practical and project skills. So please encourage your son to join robotic clubs, coding projects, or STEM competitions. Okay, encourage him to learn basic program, take part in design, building, or making projects, to as well as develop problem solving and teamwork skills. So this will strengthen his university applications and prepare him for real world engineering challenges. So yeah, thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, Miss Amy, for your helpful guidance on subject selection for engineering. And we have received a great question here about student experience. Hi, Yanmai, are you here? Yes, there's a question for you. Is that among all of your IGCSE subjects, which one do you find the most challenging, and how do you work to improve in that subject?
So far, biology is my most challenging subject for me because I've approached a new vocabularies, names, like really long names, like some of it, and concepts that require time for me to understand and digest. So I break the topic into simpler subtopics and understanding the core concepts rather than just memorizing word by word, because remembering word by word will make you forget easily. So instead I use mind maps and bullet points, which can be absorbed a lot faster. And also I use active recall to test myself on like definitions, key terms, biological processes, and review my mark schemes to identify where marks are awarded and where my answers need to be improved. Once I've done with all those things, I also focus on terminology, like a clear, concise terminology, because accuracy is really essential in biology as a GCSE exam paper. And constantly giving feedback, receiving feedback from my biology teacher, whether it's through assignments, mock exams, or even in live lessons. And I use this comment to target my weaknesses and adjust my revision accordingly. Every time I've done my mock exam through online, I would most reflect on myself, what went well, and even better if. Yeah, thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, Yana, for sharing that honestly. It's really insightful to hear how you approach challenges in your learning. And at this side, we are proud to ensure that every student receives the timely and personalized support from our teaching team. Thank you so much. And the next question, I'd like to direct it to Mr. Teal. If students later decide on studying in the US or pursuing a different curriculum, will these qualifications still be accepted?
All right. So even if they study this in different curriculums, will it be still be accepted? Yes. So as I mentioned from my session just now, definitely that with IGCSE, International GCSE, it's a global passport, everyone. So um, the IGCSE is actually a stepping stone for you to go abroad, be it at USA, be it at UK, Canada, even Malaysia, Singapore. Most countries actually will see, for example, if let's say your child wants to apply to a university, yes, they will look at your A levels or maybe your IB programs, but they will always go back to the original, which is they will still look at your IGCSE. How and what subject actually do you take in IGCSE, and how would that lead to your A levels and also to your university core subject? So, yes, it is still widely and globally recognized for both international GCSE, Cambridge, and also the Pearson and also the Pearson, so both international GCSE and IGCSE, it is still widely recognized. So you don't have to worry about that. I would say it's definitely you're on the right track when you take IGCSE. Right. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Thiel, for your clear explanation. The IGCSE pathway is highly flexible and widely recognized for many countries, right? Including the US. So if you have any question about the recognition in specific country or pathway your child may pursue, please don't hesitate to contact us and our team will be happy to provide the tailored guidance based on your child destination. Thank you. The next question, I would like to pass it to Marco. Marco, you still here, right? Yes,
Yeah, hello.
yes, hello. And student ask you that these side lessons are 30 minutes long, right? Since the IGCSE content can be, pretty heavy. So how do you keep up during each class? And how do your teachers support you? What do you do usually when you need help outside class time? Yes.
All right, thank you. Amazing question there. Okay, so in my opinion, you can take your time to put what you learn into practice. So in my case, after I learn a new writing technique or literary device, I immediately use it in a story that I'm using. In my opinion, directly putting your newfound knowledge to use incredibly helps with understanding, and it lets you experience a few use cases of that knowledge. And my teachers actually support this method, really. I've sent a teacher of mine a draft of a story that I made, and he even gave me recommendations on things to add or change. And outside of class, I would say that using notes that I mentioned earlier can also really help with studying. And well, even if you're using your own notes and you're studying independently, I would still say that asking other people is a really good decision. Maybe you could ask a friend or the internet, or even directly email your teacher if you have questions or need feedback. Because personally, I directly ask the teacher because I like getting feedback from them. So yeah, I think that is all from me regarding this question. Thank you. Wonderful question.
Yes, thank you so much, Marco, for sharing that. It's great to hear you manage your learning. And, at least students are always supported both during and beyond the class time, right? Yes. And as this question is closely related to how NISA supports students, so Miss Amy, yes, could you give us your thoughts on this from an educator's perspective?
Yep, sure. Okay, so from teacher's point of view, although each NISA lesson is 30 minutes long, the time is used very purposefully. So lessons, just like what I've explained from my presentation, lessons are carefully structured with clear learning objectives, focused explanations, and regular checks for understanding. So teachers prioritize key concepts and exam relevant skills, ensuring students are not overwhelmed while still making steady progress through the IGCSE curriculum. And we teachers also provide strong support beyond the live lesson. This includes structured resources, guided practice tasks, and clear follow-up instructions so students know exactly what to review after class. If a student needs extra help, they are encouraged to ask questions during the lesson. They can also contact us via email, or they can also request for additional support or sessions where available. Now, from a teaching perspective, the aim is to help students develop independence while also ensuring that they never feel unsupported. So we monitor progress closely, provide timely feedback, and step in early when a student needs extra guidance so they can keep up confidently despite the demanding nature of the course. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Miss Amy. I think your answer perfectly clarifies the point on the personalized support system at NISI. And next question, Miss Setu, absolutely. Can students switch or change their IGCSE subject midway through the program if they feel their current choices aren't the right fit?
All right. So this is a very, very good question because it's obviously students with IGCSE, right? So it's where they will learn what they like about. It's where they will explore, oh, maybe I want to do this, maybe I want to do that. So how can we know what we like if we don't try it? Obviously, right? So yes, students can actually change or switch their IGCSE subjects. However, okay, this is generally not recommended, especially once the program is well underway. So, for example, if you already take 6 months of the subject, then it's very difficult for you to switch over compared to if you just take a week or 2 weeks, which is also why we have taster classes, everyone, or even OSAPs. That is where your child can test and see whether they would actually like the subject or not. And please do also remember that IGCSE courses, they are very content heavy and also skill based. So changing that course midway can place your child and student at a disadvantage. Why? Because they can miss that essential foundational knowledge, assessment, and assignments covered earlier. And yes, although NISI lessons are all recorded, we do have students who can actually catch up everything, but students will still, that means that your child will still need to catch up all that missed content. So just imagine that in a week we have 4 classes, that is 2 hours. So within 6 months you lost a lot of time, so there's a lot of catch up that you have to do, code not just knowledge wise, also assignment wise, and this can all give and add significant pressure to your child, even with the existing workload. So, any requests, yes, I would say we will carefully review it. Definitely, case by case. We will definitely review them, taking into account the student's progress. We're looking at your progress. We're looking at your academics. We're looking at your workload. We're looking at your timing within the academic year. So there's a lot of factors that we're looking at here. So where a change, let's say, is considered appropriate, guidance is, of course, will be provided to ensure that our decisions actually supports the students' long-term academic success. We want to focus on that, your long-term academic success, rather than just adding that unnecessary pressure to your child. Okay, so I think that's all that I can answer for this question. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Tu, for your clear advice. If students face any challenges along the way, we always encourage them to speak with the teachers early so they can receive the right guidance and support. So yes, let's wrap up this segment with the final question, guys, which I will send to Miss Amy. Yes, there is one more question about career. What subjects do you recommend for my daughter who wants to do corporate law?
All right. Okay, so if your daughter wants to pursue a career in corporate law, it's important to choose subjects that build strong analytical, communication, and critical thinking skills. So at the lower secondary level, the focus should be on developing a solid foundation in core academic skills. So she should take English language, which is essential for reading, writing, and communicating effectively. Again, maths is also important as it develops logical thinking and problem solving abilities to give her a better understanding of society, governance, and historical context. She should study social studies or history, psychology, or even sociology. If she is learning English as a second language, continuing ESL classes will strengthen her language proficiency, which is vital for future studies in law. And not only that, supporting subjects like business studies can introduce her to basic concepts in economics, trade, and corporate environments, while ICT or computer skills will help with research presentations and understanding modern digital tools. Also, participation in debate is also recommended as it builds confidence, public speaking, and persuasive skills. Okay, so throughout those years, the focus should be on achieving strong grades in English and analytical subject, as those are key for university application in law. In addition, she should continue to develop skills in debating, writing, and research, as this will strengthen her ability to construct arguments as well as present her information clearly. The combination of subjects and skills up to HSCE will give her a well rounded foundation for further studies in corporate law and related fields. Yeah, thank you.
Yes, thank you, Amy, for your helpful guidance on the subject choice for student interest in corporate law. So everyone, Miss Amy's response brings us to the end of the Q&A section today. If your question hasn't been answered yet, please leave it in the Zoom chat along with your contact details, and our team will get in touch with you personally. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we sincerely hope today's event has given you a clearer understanding of key aspects of the international pathway, including the International GCSE or IGCSE qualification, the ideal age to begin preparing for this academic journey, and NISA Global School student support. Before we close, we would greatly appreciate it if you could take a moment to complete our feedback form. Your thoughts truly help us improve our future events. Please either click on the link in the Zoom chat or scan the QR code now displayed on your screen to complete the form. Thank you. And a special thank you to all of our esteemed guest speakers for your valuable contribution and for your interesting question from the audience. We also would like to extend our gratitude to each of you participating in today's event. Everyone, wishing you all a wonderful time ahead. Goodbye, and we look forward to seeing you again at our next event.